I did not plan to drive through the night, it just happened that we left later than I should have. By the time I was already on the highway, the sun was gone, and the road ahead of me was completely dark. I had driven this route before, nothing unusual about it, long straight road, forests on both sides. Few exits, even fewer places to stop, kind of road where you can drive for hours without seeing another car. At first everything felt normal, the engine sounded fine, if radio worked, the road was empty, but call me remember checking the time just after midnight. That was when I noticed how quiet everything felt, not peaceful, just empty, no animals, no distant headlights, no movement beyond my headlights, only the road and the darkness beyond it. I stopped at the last gas station before the long stretch of highway. The sign outside said it was open 24 hours. There was only one car parked near the pumps. The building itself looked older than I remember. The lights inside were on, but dim when I stepped out of the car. The air felt heavy, not cold, not warm, just thick. Inside the station the shelves were half empty. Cashier did not look up when I entered. I paid for gas and asked if the road ahead was clear, nodded slowly, then said nothing else. Before I left he finally spoke. He asked how far I was driving. When I told him, he paused, then said I should not stop unless I absolutely had to. I laughed a little and asked why I did not answer. Back on the highway I noticed headlights in my mirror far behind me, keeping distance. At first I did not think much of it, cause pass all the time, but after a while I realized something. The distance never changed, no matter how fast I went, no matter how slow the headlights stayed. Exactly where they were I changed less. The follower they slowed down, the slower they sped up. They steady could not see the currently the lights they were not bright, not dim, just there. The radio cut out without warning. Static filled the car. I tried changing stations, nothing. My phone showed no signal, no bars at alley. Had just checked it less than 10 minutes earlier for signal. I looked back at the road. Headlights were still there, exactly where they had been. After a while I saw an exit signal. Did not recognize the name. I almost passed it, but something made me slow down. The headlights behind me slowed too. I took the exit moment. I did. The headlights disappeared. The road narrowed. Trees grew closer. The street lights were far apart. I remember thinking I would turn round soon, just find a safe place to do it. Never found one. The road ended at a small pull-off, no signs, no buildings, just a stretch of pavement and darkness. He stopped the cart. Engine kept running, but everything else was silent. He checked my mirrors, nothing. Then I heard ITA sound outside the car, slow deliberatos. I stayed inside the car. My hands were still on the steering wheel. Footsteps stopped near the passenger side. I could not see anything through the window, only darkness. Then a shape appeared. A person standing just outside the range of my headlights. They did not move closer. They did not wave. They just stood there. I rolled the window down a little, just enough to speak. He asked if they needed help. There was a pause, then they asked me the same question. Their voice sounded normal to normal. He said I was lost and asked where this road led. They told me there was no road. He asked what they meant. They did not answer. They stepped back into the darkness and disappeared. I decided to leave. I immediately put the car in drive, pressed the gas, nothing. The engine still had. Dashboard lights flickered. Then when dark, he tried again. The engine turned over on 7, stopped. My phone still had no signal. He sat there in silence. Celestinics moved outside a slow close. I heard footsteps again, this time circling the cart. He were careful, measured. He watched the side mirror. Was nothing. Then the driver's side mirror shifted just slightly, as if someone had touched it. I did not move. I did not breathe. The footsteps stopped behind the car. He felt pressure, not physical, just the sense that someone was standing there watching, waiting. The radio turned on by itself, low volume, a voice speaking calmly. It was a traffic update. Voice mentioned an accident in the highway I had just left. They said the road was closed indefinitely. They repeated the location. It matched the exit I had taken. Then the voice changed. It still calmed. Slower, they said drivers should to remain in their vehicles and with radio shut off. The engine started without warning. He did not question it. He drove forward. Road seemed different where dirt, trees pulled back, street lights appeared. After a few minutes, I was back on the highway. Everything looked normal. To normally check the mirror, there were headlights behind me now. Same place as before. I drove until morning. He did not stop, not once. When I finally reached my destination, the sun was already up. The world felt wrong. Muted. He stepped out of the car. Something shifted behind me. Footprint. Right beside my own, facing the same direction. He checked the back seat. Nothing was there, but the air felt heavy, just like at the gas station. He still do not drive at night anymore. Sometimes when I lie awake, I hear footsteps outside, moving slowly, deliberately. A few days passed before I noticed anything else. At first it was small thing sounds, that night floor creaking when I knew no one was moving. I told myself it was stress, lack of sleep. But the feeling never left. Same heavy air, same precious items. I would wake up and feel like I was not alone, even though I was. I avoided my car for a while. When I finally drove again, it was during the day. Short trips, busy roads, everything seemed fine until I noticed the smell. Same thick air, like the night at the gas station. I checked the back seat again, then the trunk. Nothing, but the smell stayed. One morning I found dirt on the driver's side door. Handprints. They were not minute, too large, too low. He cleaned them off. Next day they were back in the same place, facing forward. I do not listen to the radio anymore. Sometimes it turns on by itself. Always low volume. Always traffic up to test the mentioned roads. I recognize the ways I used to drive. Sometimes they mention an accident. Sometimes they do no taunts. I heard my own route describeth exact road, the exact time. Radio shut off before they finished. Last night I woke up to a sound outside. A footstep. Well, I still moved the same way they did round my car. He stayed still. He did not look out the window. Footsteps stopped near my door. I heard breathing, not loud, not rushed, patient. It has not tried to come inside or not yet. Sometimes I hear it leave. Sometimes I do note he stopped driving completely. Do not know if that matters. He think it followed me because I stopped. Because I listened at back house. I waited. Road never really ended. It just changed locations. If you ever drive at night and feel like something is behind you, do not slow down. Do not stop. And whatever you do not take the exit you do not recognize. Because some roads do not want you to leave. They want you to bring something back.